Hey folks, Tony Walsh here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm behind the camera because I want to show you they are digging peanuts in the field across the road from our house. Again, that's our field, but it is leased out to a local farmer. So they're down on they've already dug the other side, so he's almost at this edge. I know some of my most recent subscribers may not have went back and watched some older videos, but when I started this YouTube channel, we started as Walsh Farms because Don was farming with Jackie's cousin Jim. And I have several videos of working in peanut fields. If you want to go back and watch some of them, actually I think there's a playlist called Peanuts. So feel free to go back and look at that. So just wanted to show this, and we'll walk out there in a little bit when they get done out of the way, because these peanuts will stay what we call inverted depending on the weather for at least probably 3 days. Today is Saturday, October the 18th, so we'll see how long it takes before they dry out and they go to actually picking them, is what we call them. So stay tuned. Okay, as I said in that previous clip, those were that was on the 18th of October when these were inverted and were dug up. And today is Wednesday the 22nd, and you see they're getting dry. It's still been warm weather here. But this farmer is probably the biggest farmer here in Pierce County. If he's not the biggest, then he's number two, and only by number two by a few acres, but I think he's the biggest. So he's got a lot of acreage of different crops, so he has several different things going on at the same time. But these rows are nice. When they were fresh dug, they were fluffy. So it's done a real good at drying. I'm gonna throw up a picture, and on that we have a food plot that we feed deer right up in that corner. And John was going up there to do some work, and of course he had a moccasin come out of one of the rows up over there somewhere, so he was just able to drop the hairs on top of it and kill it. But these rows of peanuts are free food for field rats, rabbits, field mice, I mean any other kind of rodent. Of course, when rodents are around, that brings out the snakes. So that's why the moccasin was there. Of course, you know, it's right next to the pond, so you know, it had water, it had food, you know, looking for the rodents. But it's also when these are inverted, it draws out the hawks and the owls, because they'll eat the rodents, but the hawks might also take on the snakes. Interesting circle of life that goes on when peanuts are inverted. So I don't know when they will start picking them. Hopefully I'll be around to get a snapshot of that, and if I do, then I'll get a video of that and we'll put this one together. But stay tuned for the picture of the moccasin laying up on top of the hairs. Geo right here, Discovery Channel. That son bitch is doing the death twirl. Hey everyone, welcome back. Here we are. I don't even remember what day it is. Excuse me, this cool weather, you know, I've been coughing a lot. So anyways, it is time for the farmer that is renting our field to pick his peanuts, and they are right here on the first row with one combine there, another one right there, It is so dusty down there at the end. I can't tell what that is yet, so stand by. Okay, I don't know if that one got stopped up or whatever, but it had to stop picking, so therefore the dust cleared, and that is the tractor with their buggy on it that they'll dump into. And I don't know if you can tell, but right in there is a third tractor with a picker. So there are 4 tractors here. 3 of them that are picking and 1 with a buggy, and I can guarantee you it won't take long to get this done. And you know, because of the dust, I sure enough can't get over there with my cough, but you can see it picking up 3 rows at a time, which is really 6 rows. Then when they're inverted, those 6 are inverted into 3. So it picks them up, runs in there through a separator that separates the nuts from the vine, and the vines are kicked out the back. Behind that tree right there, you can see the vines being spit out the back, and the nuts go up into that buggy right there, or into that not buggy, into that bin right there, and they'll store them until they dump out. So hopefully I can get a video of them dumping for you. Well, I went inside because I needed to get out of this cool weather, and lo and behold, they have come with 2 more pickers, and these 2 are self-propelled. As you can see, the pickups right there pulling the header trailers behind them. So there are 3 pull types and 2 self-propelleds in this field. Man, I wish it was daylight where you could see this, because I don't know how they're not going to be in each other's way. I would think some of them would go across the branch into the other fields that Bless Nana and Aunt Nell own. But this would be a sight to see if it was at daylight. It didn't have all this dust, but you see the 2 self-propelleds there. Another tractor with a bowl buggy at the end, and then you can see the other 1, 2, 3 pickers right there. I mean, 1, 2, 3. That's the original 3 pull types that came in. I think I can get them all in one panoramic view there. So we got 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 1 there. That's a lot of pickers in a 26-acre field. Well, this looks like an ant colony out here, and the one I'm focused on right now is the tractor with the bowl buggy. And he's taking a dump from, well, that's the wrong way to say that. He is taking a load of peanuts for a couple of these, and you can see now there is a semi-trailer in here. So that's where he's going to go unload his peanuts at. So you can see there it is like a colony of ants. It's like somebody has stirred up an ant bed in here. Because these things are all over. This has only been about 30, 45 minutes. And this field is almost done. Good morning, folks. It is 7:52 in the morning and the mechanics are already arriving. You can see, I said last night, 1 semi-trailer, but obviously there are 2 here. I was hoping to get here before they did and I could do close-ups, but I don't want to get up there and start messing with them. Maybe I can catch them at one of the other fields. So, got the 2 semi-trailers. There's 1 pickup truck with the fuel trailer and all behind it. You can see far off there's a John Deere tractor with an Amadas, and I called him a bowl buggy last night just because when you're doing cotton you haul the cotton bowls, but these are called nut buggies. So One tractor with a nut buggy. You see a header trailer right there, and that hauls the header. I'm gonna go ahead and walk across the street. Maybe I won't get in their way or disturb them or make them nervous by being on videotape. But there's an Amadas self-propelled, and that header is so big it won't even move hardly down this dirt road. You get trees and phone boxes like that, or mailboxes, and you know, that's the whole reason these pecan trees are put here, to keep the road graders from getting any more. But there's no way they can move them self-propelled ones down a dirt road, let alone a highway. So the headers come off and fit on these trailers. But remember, I mentioned they're on John Deere running gear. So you see the cab's green, the steps and all are green. So they just, Amadas is not owned by John Deere. Amadas is a separate company. They just contract with John Deere to use some running gear parts. So as I said, you've got that nut buggy with nuts in it. You've got another one over there that looks like it's empty. Then you got a second self-propelled one. You can see the mechanic up there on top of it. You know, these things have to be blown to get all the dust out of them, to keep from catching on fire. The got to be greased, you know, because there's a lot of moving parts, these things. So you see the second header trailer, and then you see another 1-ton flatbed there that's not pulling a fuel trailer. Just another mechanic. So these guys got to get here and get all this stuff ready, because when the dew dries at the next field, they got to get to work. As I said, this is the biggest farmer in Pierce County, where we live. If he's not, I don't know who is. And if he's bigger than this one, it can only be by a few acres. So let me get down there and show you the rest of it. But you can start seeing there's a line of equipment, and this field's only 26 acres. And they're actually going to be doing those fields across the branch. I don't know if you can see the corner of Kelsey and Joey's house back there, but there's probably, I don't know how many acres it is. I'll go look on the tax map, see how it is, but half of that field's owned by Aunt Nell, and the other half is owned by Jackie's mama, Blessed Nana. And then there's a field on the other side of Becky and Keith's house. I would have thought that they'd have separated some of this stuff out and worked on two fields at the same time, but let me walk down there and show you the rest of this. You see the dust that thing's kicking out? That's why they have to clean these things every day. Because if you don't, you talk about a fire hazard. And I don't even know what one of those machines costs. I'll go look that up on the internet to just give you an idea of the investment that farmers put in. And you might think a jar of peanut butter costs a lot of money, but I can guarantee you the peanut farmer only makes 1/10 of what that jar costs. The middleman, the companies, the advertisers, in the grocery stores, I would guarantee you make more profit ratio than the American farmer does. Alright, they're moving the last one from the house down the road, so I just thought I'd follow him and let y'all show it. That is without the header. That is just the self-propelled combine itself, and you see how much of the road it's taking up. We have a few farming accidents a year where people will just not pay homage or homage or honor the size of this equipment. City folks will complain about how much space these things take up, but they just don't realize what it takes to put food on your table, to put the peanuts in your M&Ms or your Snickers bars, or your favorite peanut butter. So if you come across a piece of farm equipment moving down the highway, please pay it some respect. These are just honest folks trying their best to make a living. So we're coming up on this field right here on the right hand side. That is blessed nanas. You can see one of the self-propelleds is dumping into a tractor and a nut buggy, and they can do this while they're still moving. You can see they're moving while they do that, so that way the combines don't have to stop. The other self-propelled right there, you can see the dust, and then the other nut buggy right there. So I said I was going to look up the acreage of these fields last night or yesterday, and I didn't. I still got time to do that before we close. But that there is Keith and Becky's house. That's where Jackie grew up, in this house right here. So you can see there's one, I know you're looking through a door here, 2, 3 semi-trailers. Here's one of the mechanic trucks. You can see here they've already got the inroads. There's a tractor down there, another one down there. I'm trying to drive and not get run over here. But these guys are busy little beavers, trying to get these nuts up off the ground. So God bless the farmer. God bless y'all for watching. And y'all take care.